Today we're going to go over my main account roster and kind of tell y'all what I'm going to be doing looking forward and what I'm trying to do and things I still need to complete, and of course the beautiful roster. Alright, let's get into it. So we're going to go ahead and start with the science class. I'm only going to do 5 and 6 stars because 4 stars where I'm at in the game currently are not relevant to an extent. Act 6, of course, you can't use them. And then the 2 variants, the health pool on them is not large enough to really make a difference. Better players would probably disagree, but I'm not one of those better players. So let's dive in. Alright, so I was one of the lucky ones who got Captain America Infinity War to start out with. I love this champ. He's one of my favorite champs. Next, we have Luke Cage. I was very fortunate to pull him as a 6 star. Would love to get him duped for the Indestructible. Also got Hulk Ragnarok. He has done a lot of work for me in the variant against Magic and some other nodes. Quake, I am not one of the best Quake players, so I haven't taken her up yet. Hopefully soon I will be. I love Spider-Gwen and Red Hulk. Ever since they revamped those two, man, they've been 2 good champs. Next is, of course, Thing, which I got teased on the dupe yesterday. Hopefully, I can get him duped before the time runs out on the featured 5 stars. If not, I do have an Awakening Gem that I will most likely use. Next is Void. I am not much of a Void player. I believe he has his uses, but I am not a big Void player. I need to bring him up so that I have my Unholy Synergy, but not a big Void player. Next is Wasp. So Wasp will complete my Micro Realm synergy. I need to bring her up. Same with She-Hulk. I'd like to give her a little test run. Alright, let's move on to skill. This is by far one of my stronger classes. I have a 565 Aegon, 565 Blade, 3 6 stars that I think are fantastic. Massacre, Killmonger, and Winter Soldier. I do like Hawkeye. He's very good. Pulled Gwenpool this past month. I can't wait to get her up. And then I actually love Crossbones. I will end up taking him up very shortly. Probably to rank 3. Alright guys, let's move on to Mutant. Another one of my strong classes. Omega Red 565, Domino 565, Sabretooth I use for the Omega Red synergy. Love Archangel. Archangel was one of my very, very first 5 stars, believe it or not. Love my Iceman. I had to take up Storm with that 2015 rank 3 to 4 gem. I just pulled Mr. Sinister from a featured 5 star a few weeks ago. I do have a Mutant Awakening gem, but I think I'm holding off on Havoc or Emma Frost on that. Alright, let's move on to Cosmic now. Cosmic is one that is really a strange one for me. In the last 2 months with Cavalier Crystals, I just started getting Cosmic champions that I could actually play. Especially for Variant. I haven't even finished Variant Chapter 1, Act 3, I guess you would call it. Because I didn't have the right Cosmics to beat it. Within the last 2 months, I've pulled Corvus and duped him 3 times. I've also pulled Medusa, and as you saw yesterday in my featured Cavalier Crystal, I pulled Hyperion. I also got Heimdall from the Cavalier Crystal. I'm very excited with this roster, and I do love Venom, I do love Carnage, I do love Hela, but they will be staying where they're at for right now. Medusa, Hyperion, and Heimdall will probably go up to rank 3. Let's move on to the Tech Champions. The Tech Champions are probably now one of my weakest. Star-Lord is amazing, but for Labyrinth of Legends, I'm going to be using Aegon, which he will be a great synergy for Aegon. Ghost, I am learning how to play Ghost right now. That is actually pretty difficult, but so far she seems pretty cool. I think she's going to help me out a lot on Act 6 with some of those certain paths where if the opponent hits you, you get a bleed, and then you can dash back and you can remove the bleed, that type of stuff. I love my Yondu, love Nebula. I've always liked those two. Sentinel was newly acquired. He needs to be duped. I do have a Awakening Gem, but I am waiting for Stark Spidey. He is the champ that I am waiting on no matter what, and I will save it for him. Another newly acquired one was Darkhawk. I haven't got to do much gameplay with Darkhawk, so I don't know how good or how bad he is. So we'll see here in a little bit. And then Mystic. Magic, hands down, power drain, power control, one of the best in the game. Dr. Voodoo, I know a lot of people don't like him. I personally, if it can be poisoned, it dies. And he also has power control, power drain. Morningstar is one that I'm still playing around with. I need to get her duped. But she will be a big part of my roster moving forward once I can get her duped. I love Dormammu with the power drain, and I really found a love for Dormammu again in Variant Chapter 2. I have my Ghost Rider. He'll probably be the next 455 if I had to guess. I love Guillotine. She has that wonderful new synergy. Hood is great. He has a good synergy with Ghost. And I will probably end up taking Loki up because I do have Thor Ragnarok, Rag Hulk, and Hela. So I will probably end up taking him, even though he's only useful for a couple points in the game. Alright, that is the end of the roster. Now let's go into the content that I've cleared and haven't cleared. So the first content I've cleared is I did one run through of Act 6. As you can see, Act 5 is 100%. Act 6, I will start exploring that, but I'm actually going to wait until I have cleared both variants. The rewards in variant are just so much better. So on the variant front, I have done one run through of Chapter 2. I will probably do a completion of Chapter 2 before I finish my one run through of Chapter 1. So when we look at variant, as you can see, 100% the first chapter because my Mutant and Skill is my two strongest classes. And then the next two, I got some work to do. I still have to finish the last two of Chapter 3. On variant Chapter 2, I completed it. I need to explore the rest of it, but at least it's been completed. When I explore these, I'm actually looking for really anything but skill and mutant on the 4 to 5. On the 3 to 4, I could really use some science and some cosmic. So we'll see if I can get those. Alrighty guys, I think that about wraps up this video. This was a short little video on my main account, just showing you where I'm at, where I'm going. Please like, leave a comment. All that stuff is wonderful. Thank you guys. Peace.